Alright, let's jump right into this, and first up we've got Happy Death Day on 4K from Shout Factory. And these are the kind of deals that you're missing out on if you're only checking that list on Blu-ray.com, because this one ain't on there. But I'm always looking for deals like this to try to bring more value to these videos and community posts. And I had this on the community tab back in December when it was $9.49.
You're just messing with me, right?
So it's not the lowest price, but Shout Factory 4Ks usually don't come down this low, and this movie in particular has always been pretty pricey. So it's still a great pickup for a boutique 4K at only $12.49 because you're getting excellent picture quality and that exclusive commentary. And it's one of those 4K upgrades I recommend a lot because even though the Blu-ray is totally fine, this movie is a lot more colorful on the 4K. So if you missed the prior deal and you're looking for a cheap 4K Blu-ray to watch now, then this is a great pickup from Amazon.
So I'm just supposed to keep dying until I figure out who my killer is? That's your genius plan.
Do you have a better idea?
I was AAA rated. Executive protection criminal. Eyes up here.
And next we've got the Hitman's Bodyguard 2 film collection on 4K. And here's another one that you're probably missing out on because it's not on the Blu-ray.com list either. And it's really hard to find any movie on 4K for under $10 these days, so these collections and double packs can really help offset the cost of buying the single releases. And here you're getting these movies at about $8.45 each, which is a really good deal. And I haven't seen either of these movies yet, so I can't comment on the quality, but at almost Blu-ray pricing for each movie in native 4K with Dolby Atmos, this one is tough to beat. There is limited quantity though, so if you're interested, I wouldn't wait too long, and I'll keep watching it to see if Amazon restocks it.
Sometimes there's a man, well, he's the man for his time and place. He fits right in there. And that's the dude.
And next we've got the Big Lebowski on 4K for $10.99. And this 4K's been around for a while, so it's been this price plenty of times before, but with the current normal, $10.99 is the new $8.99. And it's definitely one of those movies with lots of replay value. One of those movies that's great to have on the shelf on a rainy day. To me, the DTSX soundtrack wasn't all that much of an upgrade, but definitely upgrade for the nice 4K restoration from Universal that tightens things up quite a bit over that old Blu-ray.
I'm just gonna go find a cash machine.
Don't you see? He's got us now. Okay, this is exactly what he wants. We can't go to the police, not now. He's made sure of that.
And next up, we've got this 15% off deal over at the Please Rewind eBay store. And there's a lot of options here if you're trying to build out your 4K collection with some of the more premium releases that Sony typically offers. You can grab a copy of the excellent I Know What You Did Last Summer 4K for only $14.95. And this is probably the #1 movie I recommend to everybody on 4K because of its amazing picture and sound quality. If you're a Steelbook collector, they've got you covered there too. You can grab something like the Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle 4K Steelbook for only $15.89. Or if you're in the mood for something a little more intense, how about the Body Double 4K Steelbook for $21.67? And they've got a good selection of Disney titles on sale too, like Rogue One for only $17.84. Obviously the catch here is you have to buy at least 3, and it's only a good deal on movies that are already heavily discounted. But if you can find at least 3 movies you don't have that are on sale, it's one of the best deals out there on the typically higher priced Sony and Disney titles.
I had no idea you could milk a cat.
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
And we got a similar deal from Gruv on eBay, which is Universal, and they also handle Warner Brothers and Shout Factory titles. And the prices on this deal can average a little bit lower than the Sony deal, and like the Sony deal I just mentioned, it's only a top deal if you can find titles that are already discounted. But there are some pretty popular titles in here at around $15, so they'll come out at $12.74 when you buy at least 2. Dune Part 1 and Part 2, the Blade Runner movies, and Meet the Parents are all good options under $15. But one of the better deals is the Mummy Trilogy, which seems to be on sale these days so much that everybody stopped talking about it. But look at that, it's $19.54 with this deal. And these movies do look and sound awesome on 4K. And The Mummy's another movie I recommend on 4K over and over again for that very reason. So definitely take some time to browse this list to see if there's anything you like.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
And next we've got the Fast and the Furious 7 movie collection on Blu-ray for $13.50. And these are brand new and sealed from an eBay seller with a 100% feedback rating. And definitely an incredible deal if you're a movie fan who likes to stretch your budget to the max without compromising too much on quality. All of these movies have aggressive soundtracks, and they start to get better in picture quality as the series progresses. And the iTunes codes from Universal typically don't expire, and they might redeem in 4K with this set, but don't hold me to that. But at $13.50, this would still be a tough deal to beat even without a digital copy. Now, if you've officially given up on Blu-ray, or maybe you've already got these and want to upgrade, this seller also has the 8-movie collection on 4K for only $29.95. And really, the original Fast and Furious looks so good on 4K, for my money, it's worth the price of the whole set anyway. So we'll make this kind of a double dip deal for those who gotta have that 4K.
What was the cause of your husband's death, ma'am? Do you know?
We don't mean to invade your privacy, but was he ill? Was he sick?
Was he swallowed?
And the Lake Placid Collector's Edition Blu-ray from Shout Factory makes it onto the list. And this is almost at the previous all-time low of $9.49 from last Halloween. And it's a fun little movie to have around, especially during the fall. And this has got such a great cast: Betty White, Bill Pullman, Oliver Platt, Bridget Fonda, Brendan Gleeson. And the more hardcore horror fans will recognize the director, Steve Miner. And this is one of those 90s horror movies that has just enough gore without going into gross out territory, so most people can enjoy it. And it does include the half-hour making of Lake Placid, which is a nice little bonus feature to watch after you're done with the movie.
Veers, Star Force. How long you plan to be in town?
Oh, I'll be out of your hair as soon as I track down the Skrulls that are infiltrating your planet.
And coming in next is Captain Marvel on 4K for under $10. And this is a deal that's shipped from Amazon from a third-party seller, so if you're worried about it, and you really shouldn't be, but if you are, you've still got Amazon's easy return policy. And it's getting really hard to find deals on anything from Disney these days, and I thought this movie was worthy of being added to the list, not just for the 4K upgrade, but getting a nice Dolby Atmos soundtrack into the collection for under $10 is almost always a killer deal. And this is one with limited stock, and I'll keep checking to see if it updates, but if you're interested in this deal, don't wait.
Can you get in the truck, please, honey?
Don't turn your back on me.
Honey, baby, get in the truck.
Get him, Jimmy. Get him, Jimmy. Get in there. Take him down, Jimmy. Where's him?
Get over here. Back off.
And next, we've got a double feature Blu-ray deal that includes Homefront with Jason Statham and End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal. And as I've mentioned throughout this video, deals are tight on all movies these days, but you can still find good value if you know where to look, and these double and triple feature Blu-rays are almost always a good deal. And this is brand new and sealed, and it used to be a Walmart exclusive that's being shipped by Amazon for a third-party seller, probably picked up from some kind of liquidation or closeout. And these are rock solid high bitrate Blu-ray releases from Universal of two really entertaining movies in my opinion. And this is another one that'll probably be sold out soon.
I'm afraid only Coach is available.
Coach? Is it safe there?
Yes, it is safe there.
And lastly, we have Snakes on a Plane in 4K on digital, which is also Movies Anywhere, so you can watch it on your preferred device. And I saved the best for last because I know how people absolutely love buying digital copies. But seriously, if you're all in on physical media, that's cool, but I'll take a deal wherever I can get it, especially these days. And if you're not at least considering digital, you're probably overpaying for your movie fix. But this one's actually really interesting because they just upgraded this to 4K last week, right after the Blu-ray from Arrow Video came out. And to my knowledge, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time I've seen Warner Brothers upgrade a movie to 4K on digital after they just license it out to a boutique label. I mean, almost everybody else does it: Paramount, Sony, MGM, sometimes Universal. But I've never seen it with Warner Brothers, and for a fact they haven't upgraded any of the other stuff that's come out recently through Arrow Video, like Under Siege, Deep Blue Sea, or The Long Kiss Goodnight. Regardless, I think it's the best deal on this list because you're getting a brand new release for only $5, and the actual 4K Blu-ray from Arrow Video just isn't worth the upgrade for most people if you already have the Blu-ray. And the reason is because this is an upscale from a 2K Di that already looked pretty good and totally watchable on the old Blu-ray, and they also haven't upgraded the soundtrack to Dolby Atmos. But look, for $5 and probably less if you have some no-rush shipping credits, it's a no-brainer if you're building a digital collection. And even if you've already got the Blu-ray, this is still a quality pickup at that price, because even with streaming bitrates, this is going to look almost as good as the 4K Blu-ray from Arrow Video due to the source. So if you want to support this channel, all of these are going to be linked in the description and the comments section. And also don't forget to check my community tab for more deals whenever I find them.